Alright, so this video is for gold mine, especially for you guys. Looking at this chart, this is an hourly chart overall, depicting that from August 2016, August 16, 2019, we had an uptrend, and that's how we have been moving. The market went up from 28,653 towards roughly 32,000, and from there we retraced over 78.6%, and since then we have been moving upwards. So if we have a look, these EMAs, this pink line is the EMA 200, and this black line is the EMA 100 on the hourly, and this yellow line is the EMA 50. And these lines are the channel that the market has been following lately. So if I'm looking at this overall chart, what I can see is that currently the market is above all these three EMAs on the hourly, and the distances that we have here is currently at 32 to 52, and following that, in my view, the top is likely going to be here between 32,600 to 32,857, given that obviously the market does breach 32 to 53. So either of this area, if I'm looking at this area, let's call this area the resistance area. Given that the market takes a hit, ideally it should take it from here, but if it doesn't and it goes above in this area, this is where the market takes a hit again. So given this happens tomorrow, what we should be doing is that I would personally be taking a position towards short. If given that market takes a section, I would be keeping 32,850 as my stop, or rather 32,900 as my stop. If I find the market between 32,650, 600 or 32,800, I would take my short positions with this stop. With this stop, again I'm repeating, with this stop, and I would at least be targeting this area, 31,700, let's say, and 31,700 to 31,500. However, for me, if we have a look, there we have a small gap in this area that needs to be filled in. That's my particular view. It needs to be filled in before the market goes up back here. Secondly, I had drawn a rising wedge that had been broken, and we are looking at it to retest. If the market breaks down from here, it would ideally be a retest, and the target for the wedge that I had drawn was roughly 30,300. That's what I have been looking. This wedge has not been dishonored yet. The wedge gets dishonored above this level, and this is where I would say that the wedge has dishonored itself. That should be around 32,850 again. So I am not personally looking at some very high upside as of now, unless the market breaks out through the 32,857 area. And opening the RSI for the market right now, the hourly indicators are extremely like towards the overbought side, and this was a double bottom it had formed on the hourly. And if I'm saying the market should ideally complete its upside tomorrow, and should do something like in the initial hours, the market should make something like it should go up like this, then should come down in the midday, then should go upwards towards the end again. And if this happens, we are looking forward to go down like this. Given that, given that this thing happens and the market breaks this area, you see this 70 RSI on the hourly. Given that it breaks, the first target will be this, the second target should be this. So getting that with the RSI, moving towards the MACD. Currently we have a bullish stance on the hourly, and it should be going up like maybe something like this on the first instance, and this should be kept in view that the bulls are in power as of now, and I would let the market go up in the initial hours tomorrow. And going back on the weekly chart, going to the weekly chart, what I can see here is we For the last 2 weeks, we have been taking resistance from this area. This should be the third attempt that the market should make on this weekly, and ideally, they have to close the week above the previous week's high, the previous week's closing, which is 32070. And looking at this chart, we have had a downward sloping channel that the market has been following. This is where we started. We went down, we went up, and this is how we have been following this right now. So personally speaking, I am not very bullish in the market unless the market closes above 32,682 or like 32, more like 32,700 on the weekly, and on the other hand that I'm looking at, let's open the daily chart here. You see, okay, the market has slight more upside to go in here as well. The bulls are in power right now. Ideally, if market takes a hit from here, should find a double top. RSI on the daily. Okay. Ideally, if the RSI on the closing tomorrow is above this area and manages to stay above this area, is very important. On the daily chart, this is where we can head again for the daily. So to sum it up, what I can see from the market, the behavior right now, ideally I would look forward to the market to take resistance somewhere around this area 32,250. Assuming this area is taken out and is taken out well, that is the next resistance that I should find next 32,639 to 32,850. Uh, Ideally, I should take a wait and watch stance and see if the market can either crush this resistance out or take resistance in this area. My action should be based on what the market does tomorrow. If the market takes a hit either from here or this area and starts to back down, I'll take I'll obviously take short positions because this area is still open for me. 30,300 area is still open for me. Unless the market closes above 32,850 and manages that, then our target would be opening towards 34,300 straightforward, where I would be keeping 32,850 obviously as my stop. So bullishness above this, bearish if the market takes a hit within this box somewhere.